Hello everyone. One of the things that I wanted to show with the factor field really quick is how easy it is to get prime numbers out of here. This is what we created the last time when we ran this. And because of the way that this array is set up, we can actually easily tweak it so that we can count the number of factors that are there. So the first thing to do is, instead of filling an array with ones, we'll fill it with zeros. And then the target cells will be changed to a 1 instead of a 0. So this change alone, when we run this, will end up inverting the colors on our image here. But the image isn't important. What is important is that now in our array, we've got values for the factor. Each time there's a factor, it is a 1. So first thing we'll do really quick, let's go ahead and take the image off because we're not going to need that for anything on this. In fact, for this, I'll even just exclude that part of the library. And what we're going to want to do is just manipulate the array that we've created. So in a sense, this is kind of like abstracting what we were doing before. So the first thing that we'll want to do is let's create an array that is the sum of all of the rows. And so to have the sum, we put in this command, and we're going to input the data array. And for the rows, we put in the axis of 1. So what this will do is it will create a new array that will just give us how many factors are in each row. So for example, if I just print array sum here, actually I need to put this in parentheses, and if we just run this really quick, I'll move this over, then you can see that this has a list of the numbers of factors for each number. So the first number is 1, and it only has 1. And then 2 has 2 factors, 3 has 2 factors, 4 has 3 factors, etc. So this is the first step that we're getting to. But we want to actually print out this in a way that makes sense. So we can remove this array. And let's actually just put this into a loop. And we're going to be, let's just do a value. And it's going to be in the range of 0 up to, we'll want to do this the same height as the grid that we're making. And actually, one thing I should be careful of is for this to work correctly, we want this to be an actual square. So let me go ahead and change this to 250 by 250. That way the values will actually come out correctly. Technically, as long as the width is greater than the height, this will still work for the height. But we want to loop through the height that we got. And what we're going to do is, let's do number of factors. And that's going to be the value that we're at in the sum for this row. And if the num of factors is exactly equal to 2, then we want it to print out the value that we're at. Now, remember though, these are 0 indexed. So the value representing the digit 1 is actually in as 0. So we want to add 1 to every single value. So if we run this now, what we'll see, scroll up to the top, is a list of all the prime numbers right there. It's this easy to get it out because we're just adding 1 for every factor that exists in the row, and a prime number is only going to have 2 factors, itself and the number 1. You can also see from this that the number 1 does not appear on this list because, of course, the number 1 only has 1 factor. It does not have 2 factors, and not having 2 factors means it's not prime. So it's another way to prove that the number 1 is not a prime number. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful day.